you plant an apple seed, right? What do you expect if you plant an apple seed?
Apple tree.
Apple tree, right? But basically this, if you plant that, that's a principle, right? That's a vegetation principle. That's what I call the law of vegetation. Okay, when you plant something, you expect a harvest of apples, right? So just think, if you plant oranges, you expect what? Oranges, right? If you plant something, you expect that back. It's just something within us. We say, if I put this seed in here, so I should get this back. That's common sense, right? So what I'm saying with this is the carnal. You look at carnal things, right? And you look at it through a carnal perspective. You wonder why you only where you are because it's the way you think. If you think negative, you're gonna get negative. If you think positive, you're gonna get positive. And people say, oh, well, that's just a myth. No, it's all around you. If you look around you, if you water a plant, but if you water it with the wrong thing, it's going to die. That's principle. Principle. So, carnal reaps carnal, and if you sow carnal, you reap carnal. If you reap carnal, then after you reap carnal, it reproduces carnal. So, I want you to get this. If you plant a seed, you reap a harvest. If you plant a negative thing, you reap a negative thing. And you wonder why is all these carnal people around me? Well, one, because you think like that. If you didn't think like that, then those people wouldn't be around you. Because you wouldn't be in that place. So you have to be careful how you think. Your worldview, the way you see the word, the way you think, the way you act, the way you treat people, the way you function, it defines what you serve or who you are. So now he's contrast. He said, okay, this over here is this. This is what we deal with. And we talked about 7 where he was revealing that through Christ I could be free. I have a choice. I have an option. So now he's giving us an examination. He's saying to be carnally minded. Now he's saying, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Now, I really want to iterate on life and peace. See, it's a lot of destruction when you think negative. But when you think positive, it's more than enough. It's extra. So he said life. So let me really iterate on life. Life is just not, see, people, when you think of it from a carnal perspective, you think life is just having a nice car, having everything I want, eating what I want, doing what I want. That's a fleshly. We think of that. As Christians, we think, oh, if I'm doing right because God is blessing me with this, I got a nice car, I got this, I got that, so I must be doing something right. But you carnal minded. Because the reason why, and people, a lot of Christians today, this is what's wrong with the church. There's a lot of people today, they look at it through that lens. They think, oh, I got to be wearing the nicest suit. I got to be doing this. That means I'm doing it. That means God is blessing me. But God is saying, it's not that which I'm blessing you. It's that you have life. That you're breathing. So if I'm breathing, now it makes me reiterate and think like, what is true? What is really living life? What am I defining life? How am I looking through my lens? Now, I want you to understand this. You think about this. I know this guy. An echo, right? When you yell, like, and you're in a closed area and you yell and it comes back. It's the same way. The way we sow and reap, it's the same way. When you look at yourself in the mirror, right? You see your reflection. And whatever you see in that mirror is who you are. If you see good things, you'll be good. If you see wrong things, you'll be wrong. That Snow White movie got some type of essence when it's a mirror on the wall. When you're looking back at itself and want something, and you just looking at your reflection. So what this is an examination to examine yourself. Like, am I living what I'm supposed to be living? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? How am I thinking? What is my worldview? Everything that I think is going to attract everything that I do. All my actions go first. It goes in my mind. I have to assess it first before I do anything. Now, I want y'all to see this. life. So he said, you're going to have life both natural and you're going to have it both spiritual. But the good thing about this is you're not going to just have life, you're going to have peace. See, a lot of people got things, they got all this stuff, but they don't have no peace. They wake up in the morning getting stressed out. They wake up in the morning, I got to pay mortgage, that's a lot of money. They do things just for the money. So I'm thinking to myself, what is wrong with me? Then I said, you know what? My speaker blew out. I said, look, I'm just taking it all out. I don't want none of this because too many people looking at me. They think I got money and I don't got no money. So who am I fooling? Am I fooling them or am I fooling myself? So I really got to assess myself and really look at myself and say, what is it that you represent? What is it that you want? You looking like them, but I've called you to look like me. So I had to assess my mind and say, maybe I'm carnally minded, you know? I want to be looking this and looking that, but I'm representing Jesus. Jesus wasn't looking like that. He wasn't rolling on rims. He was walking with sandals. There's something wrong with that. How you going to say I serve God? That's what's wrong with some of these preachers now. They wear a suit and they can't just be in regular clothes. You got to be in white. You got to be in black. But Jesus was in some sandals and like some cloth. I showed you the law of vegetation, right? Where if you put a seed in the ground, you get what you put in the ground, right? It's the same thing with relationships, right? Same things with relationships. Whatever you give, you get back. You see what I'm saying? If I expect my wife to do something I won't do for her, I'm wrong. I can't be like, oh, you need to clean the dishes, and I'm over here like watching TV, got my feet up. You gonna cook too? I can't do that. I gotta help her with the dishes or help her cook. I gotta do something. You only get what you give. In the Bible, in the first, it says, in the beginning, God created heavens and earth. He said, let there be light, and there was light, right? So when he said it, he done it. It was. So it's a reflection. When we do that, it's a reflection of the beginning, what God set from the foundations of the earth. He set that. He said, it was light. So the Bible says he said light, it was light. He said dark, and it was dark. He called them day and night. Right. So like he's saying this stuff, and he did it at the same time. So God is showing us something there. This is the first book of the Bible, first words in the Bible. He's showing us that in order for you to get what you want, you got to go, you got to do something about it. You got to say it, and you got to do it.
K Hoodie.